I think the most productive person on the planet is none other than Beyonce. Now, what's interesting to me is that we all have the same 24 hours in a day, the same 168 hours in a week that she does. Yet, somehow she's able to move multiple projects forward of a significantly higher degree of complexity than most of us are used to. For instance, at any given day, any given week, any given month, any given time of the year, Beyonce is working on the following: albums, world tours, press obligations, performances, business ventures, philanthropic ventures, marriage, and motherhood, all of which require a significant amount of time, energy, and attention that a lot of us would crumble under the pressure of. So how does she do it? Perhaps she's bestowed with divine powers, or maybe she's just maximized her capacity. Now, your capacity to do anything depends on a careful combination of three things: time, energy, and attention. And if you're able to stack all three of them on top of one another, you unlock a level of focus, a level of peak performance that will help you move even the most complex of projects forward with ease. Now, this is my capacity. It looks pretty average, and this is what most people's capacity looks like, and that's Beyonce's. But it's different for everyone depending on a number of different factors. For instance, organizations have a lot of capacity, a lot of leverage to move very complicated global projects forward. The largest organizations have hundreds of thousands of different individual capacity triangles stacked on top of one another. And that's how you're able to move those kind of projects forward. Now, regardless if you're an enterprise, or you're Beyonce, or just regular old us, there are three things that are going to get in the way of you getting things done. The first is fear. The second is distraction, and the third is clutter. And when all three of them combine like Voltron, that's when you get procrastination. The feeling of not wanting to do something because of how complex it is. In fact, there's a proportional relationship to one's ability to start a project or willingness to start a project and the size of that project. Now, I want to show you 7 quick hacks that will help you induce the level of peak performance and productivity and focus to get even the largest, most complex of projects moved forward. The first is the 2-minute rule. If something takes 2 minutes or less to get done, just do it right then and there. Don't waste time processing it, putting it into your to-do list, because the time that it's going to take to actually do all of that, in that time you could have actually got the task done itself. And this works especially well for those pesky invoices and receipts and bills that pile up on your desk at home. Then practice the dash method. It's really important to elect an end state when working on something, because most of the time we don't, and then the work seems to bleed over time, over budget in some cases. It's worth determining when you're going to stop working on something. You can do this either based on time, energy, results, or a feeling. For instance, if your goal is to go to the gym and build muscle, there's 4 ways you can determine when that day is going to end, when that particular workout is going to end. You can say, I'm going to leave after an hour. You can say, I'm going to leave when I'm tired. You could say, I'm going to leave when I've completed my entire set, or when I feel good. And sometimes you can combine these dashes to form a complex dash that allows you to leave based on one of 2 or more factors being true. You can say, I'm going to complete this workout if A, the time runs out, or B, I finish my entire set. And then use Parkinsons Law to your advantage. Parkinsons Law states that work expands so as to fill the time allocated for its completion. If you give yourself a day to get something done, guess what? It'll take a day. If you give yourself a year to get something done, it'll take a year. So use this to induce a sense of urgency to get something done. I love the count to 5 technique, especially for those things that you're reluctant to do in the moment. If there's a project you need to work on right now, but you're hesitating, just count back down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then do it. Whether it's asking for promotion or starting on that essay, counting back from 5 will give you the sense of urgency and the immediate spark to go ahead and start something. Then practice the 3-minute rule, especially for those projects that you want to work on, but you're not entirely sure what the first imperative action is that you need to take. Give yourself a time limit of 3 minutes to figure out what that first step is that you need to take to get something done. Now, I structure my work based on the Pomodoro technique. I work in 25-minute increments with 5-minute breaks, and at the end of every 2 cycles, I take a 15-minute break. This helps me to balance work and leisure, and prevents me from burning out. And last but not least, practice using now deadlines. Especially for those projects that are so far into the future that there's no reason for you to start right now, the now deadline helps you to create one imperative action that you can take to keep that at the top of your mind so that when that project becomes a now project instead of a later project, you're already there. In the words of Peter Drucker, time is the scarcest resource, and unless it can be managed, nothing else can be managed. And with that, folks, I wish you all the best on all of the projects that you have coming down the pipeline.
Enjoyed the talk? Be sure to stay tuned for more talks like this one. They will be uploaded every other month. You can also check out the videos that we've already posted and shared. We encourage you to leave a comment below to keep the conversation going. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share. You can subscribe to our channel to make sure you don't miss any of our videos. We upload more than just talks like this, such as event highlights and divisional presentations. Thanks for watching.